Good morning, everyone. So great to see you. As you can see, I'm home. I'm so excited. It has been such a journey to get here. So this is day 3 at home, and I'm just feeling like a even better person than I was in the hospital. I've had showers. I can go to the toilet with no one bothering me. I can sleep through the night with no noises. Amazing, every time you have an experience in your life that takes you out of your normal routine, how much you appreciate your regular life when you get back. So it's a constant reminder for me. I'm feeling magic, like I'm eating well, I'm feeling really good. I'm over the moon with this tummy tuck. Really pretty incredible. I know I said in a video before the op, I probably would never have done one voluntarily. I think I've changed my mind on that. So if any of you ladies have lost a lot of weight or you just can't budge that tummy fat, magic. Sorry, don't mean to go on about it, but I did not have any definition to my tummy before this operation. So I reckon I've dropped a size just on the fact that my waist circumference is so much smaller now. So I'm feeling magic. I know I keep saying it's a silver lining, but for me, and I got a haircut yesterday, you might see. So I've been to see the hairdresser. Thank you, Deb and Lizzie and Headquarters Hair. You made me feel just magic. It was so nice to have a refresh. So I got my hair down for the first time in months and months, and yeah, just feeling great. So what I wanted to chat about today, I'll sort of cycle through the run, eat, love topics, is back to mostly running. It's probably my favorite topic. And for me, it's going to be about 4 weeks to 8 weeks before I'm allowed to run. The plastic surgeon will have to give me approval to do that. And I'm super interested to see how long it will take me to get to my pre-operation fitness, and I'll be sharing my journey with you here, but it's something that's probably caused me the most stress. So no updates for you. So far, I've just had a couple of gentle walks with girlfriends up and down the local path here. I've felt fine, maybe a little bit dizzy, but I'm just so keen to get back to it. But I know I've got to be patient and I can't rush these things. What I wanted to talk to you about today, I guess, is past that video that I did when I was at the hospital about running, and talk to you about how it feels once you accomplish a particular level of fitness. So for me, that was probably about 6 to 7 months after I started running. All of these things started happening that I've never had happen in my entire life. So I always thought when you exercised, it just sucked, and it never got better, and it was just something you had to endure, and it was for a better purpose in the end. But with that sort of attitude, it's really hard to stick with something for a long time. Whereas what I discovered for the first time in my life, and here I'm about to turn 50, so I feel a bit silly admitting this, is that after the 6 or 7 months of running, things start to happen in that your heart rate starts to drop to what they call, in fitness language, they call it zone 1, which is easy, zone 2, which is, I think, I can't remember, zone 3, which is aerobic, zone 4, which is threshold, and zone 5, which is maximum. And the studies tell you should be running in zone 3 when you're super fit, which is easy, and so your heart rate, for me, that would be somewhere between 130 and 140 beats per minute. When I started running, I was running up at that 180, 190, and these days, well, before the operation, I was in zone 4. And what starts to happen is, I wouldn't say you feel great when you run, because I'm still finding it hard work, but the experience is totally different in that you can go into a zone, you feel like you can talk while you're running, which is a pretty great experience to go through, and you feel like you can keep it up indefinitely. And that's why people that run half marathons and marathons can do those things, is that their level of fitness is so high. It's not like they're going to blow up every minute. They feel really comfortable at that level, and they can run for hours and hours. But for me, it was such an epiphany to think not only would I feel amazing when I got home from the run, I'd actually feel, well, I wouldn't say amazing, but okay while I was running. And I did a couple of things during that running journey that really helped. I made some friends, so I've made a lot of new friends in the last year through healthy endeavors like running, and I joined a local group here in Brisbane called River City Runners, so shout out if anybody's watching the video from that group. It was so accepting and so lovely. They have events most days, but the one I was showing up to was a Saturday morning where we would run up in Mount Gravatt to a summit and back down, and then they have a really cheerful, inclusive breakfast afterwards, and then on Sundays they often do an event around the city as well. They shake things up and move it around. And just the hour with them chatting, running, night and day, because it takes your mind off the exercise. It's a really great opportunity to have a chat with other people. It's so good. And so I'd really encourage you really early in your exercise journey, if you can get yourself out to a gym with other friends, it makes such a difference. And I've made great friends with the lady across the road. Shout out to you, Sarah, who's a very long-term runner, and she's been so inspirational and encouraging to let me know that what I'm going through at the time is completely appropriate to the amount of time I've been running. Because I'll be like, what's your heart rate? And she'll be like, it's 132, and I'm at 167, and I'm like, how can you be so low? And she said, well, I've been running for 10 or 15 years, and that's what happens when you get that base level of endurance. But it's hard not to feel jealous or feel like I'll never catch up with her progress. So I just wanted to give you some encouragement that it's a long game exercise. It's not something you're going to conquer in 2 or 3 months. You really have to find something that gives you the endorphins and motivation that you enjoy. If you're not enjoying it, you won't stick with it. But also you need to set yourself challenges along the way, such as say a 5K distance, a 10K distance. Sign yourself up for a race, or if it's cycling or swimming, find the equivalent in those athletic pursuits, and then just work towards, make friends, join groups, get out there and participate to the maximum of your ability, and hopefully that will become a bedrock or a base for the rest of your life. Another funny story, should have started with this, but I'll end with it instead. I hope I'm not telling you too much, because I know I'm oversharing a bit, but before I had the operation, I took some pictures of my breasts and my belly, and after the operation I took some pictures of my breasts and my belly. But as you know, maybe know, with iPhones and Google Photos, we have like a display unit in the kitchen. When you take photos, if you forget to do the housekeeping afterwards to hide the photos or archive the photos, they show up on the Google display. So hot tip, if you have a 13-year-old son and a 15-year-old daughter and you're taking photos you don't want shared, do something about that ASAP. Anyway, great to see you. I'll keep posting on a pretty regular basis. I've got so much to share with you about this health journey, and I'll see you next time.